You bet with Nairabets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime, including all 3 legs of racing's Triple Crown. Download the Nairabets app to play today and get a $25 free bet plus $200 deposit match bonus. Watch live horse racing, get expert picks, boost your bankroll with daily promotions, and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Sign up now to claim your $25 free bet and $200 deposit match now through the first Saturday in May, only with Nairabets.
Hanging out with Kenny McPeek on the backside. You got right to party. 30-1, I believe, was on the morning line.
Yeah.
And you know, you've had a pretty long shot, get in the Derby and then win. So how are we feeling? How are we doing going into this Derby?
Well, I like the draw. We drew good. He's a grinder. He's going to keep coming. I mean, his race in New York when he ran second in the Wood, he just keeps coming. I mean, he's a horse that's going to need a pace setup.
Yeah.
We're going to need plenty of speed. They're going to need to back up to him. I wouldn't mind seeing a slower, heavier racetrack for him to, have heavier ground to run into. But, look, he's going to have to move his speed points are going to have to move up probably about 10. It's going to be a challenge for him, but at the same time, he's doing well, and we're going to give it a run.
Well, but like this time of their 3-year-old careers, you can see big step ups, and you can also just have the right race happen. I mean, that happened for Mystic Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Hernandez Jr. makes that turn. What's that jockey-trainer connection? Like, how do you know it's like, all right, Brian's my guy?
Well, in the case of Mystic Dan, that horse is a bit of a Maserati. I mean, that horse you could ask him early, settle, and then make a kick
rev it back up.
And he was a horse that could cut the corner, and he was brave, and Brian knew that. And we talked about that Derby. We talked about stay inside, take gamble on the rail. And we're going to have to do the same thing this year. But, look, this is a great event to be involved in, and it's also a humbling event in the sense that, like last year, I ran 19th with Toby Keith's horse, and this year we want to do a lot better than that. And Mr. Broman, just a fantastic supporter of the industry, and I'd love to think we could run really well for him.
So I do got to ask about Mystic Dan, though, because I'm not going to lie, Kenny, it wasn't the race that day.
Yeah.
It was the year later. You're back at Churchill for, I want to say, a grade 3.
Yeah.
And Brian did it again.
Yeah.
Hit the corner. And that, I'm not going to lie, that hit me in the spot. Because, it was a struggle later in his 3-year-old year. But for him to come back as a 4-year-old and for history to repeat, that was awesome. Well, that was very cool.
I was fortunate that the ownership group was willing to continue on with him and give me time to get him right. He did struggle at the end of his 3-year-old year, but he had a hard campaign early.
Yeah.
Derby, Preakness, Belmont. We danced all the dances. But he's going to make a great stallion. And if you want to breed to a stallion that's going to like Churchill Downs, you're going to know he's going to like it. But yeah, he's standing stud at Airdrie, and he's going to get about 100 mares.
Well, it's cool that, the connections let him do that. It's also cool that you're like, hey, I got this awesome filly. Let me test her against the boys.
Yeah.
I think it's cool for racing. Why do you feel like you need to let these fillies really show their stuff against some of the best competition in the world?
Well, Torpedo Anna I think she would have won the Derby if I'd run her in 2024. I mean, she always gave Mr. Dan everything he could handle. But
and she almost won. I mean, she was right there in the Travers, right there.
Yeah, but she got Horse of the Year, and that was a high moment for me.
Yeah.
I got to try to do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when I'm not following racing, I'm following Kentucky basketball, Kentucky football.
Okay, so I got to ask you. You got a couple horses named after cats.
Yeah.
Did Malachi Miracle? I know he was slated to start. Has he gotten his first start yet?
He did. He got a little sick here. He had a little fever.
So we had to push it back a little.
Yeah, and he's got a little shin going on, but he's at Keeneland again.
Okay.
He's down there. We named one Coach Pope.
There we go.
Yeah, he's good. And we actually have one called Kells for Coach Kelsey here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's okay. My wife with U of L.
So you got to throw a bone. I get that. I totally get that.
And we've got a Magical McKell also.
Okay.
Now we had a Colin, his clutch, but we changed the name.
Oh, okay. Smart.
He transferred.
What's the horse's name now?
Colonel Anderson.
Okay. All right. Good. We'll after Derek Anderson.
I was so disappointed he left. We were big fans of his.
I know.
But anyway, it's the way it goes.
That's the portal.
This day and age, they don't stick around.
It's like claimers,
Yeah.
You're changing all. You're changing all the time.
About that. You ready, Greg? We got a set going out. Got a group going.
Okay. All right, well, you go do your work. I just want to say it's cool all you do for horse racing. You're showing people around back here while you're juggling all the things.
7/8, Greg. No, my pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah.
back to work.